Welcome to another video. My name is Nancy from Desert Haven Enterprises in Lake Esther, California. And today I'm going to talk about sparkling workplace communication, how to communicate effectively at work. Workplace communication means sharing ideas and information at work with your boss and your coworkers. There's three types of communication at work. There's verbal, using your mouth. There's nonverbal, using hand gestures or eyes. And then there's written, that you have to write on paper or sometimes in email or texts. Why is workplace communication important? It helps you and your coworkers reduce the amount of mistakes that might be made on the job. It increases productivity. Everybody gets more done. It builds teamwork and relationships with your coworkers so that everyone feels comfortable, everyone knows what's going on. It's important that people share information with you also, but it's your job to make sure that you're communicating what you need to communicate, and we'll talk about that in a few more minutes. So it reduces mistakes, builds teamwork, increases productivity, the amount of work that gets done, and improves the relationships that you have with your coworkers and your bosses when you communicate appropriately. Here's some examples of those three types of communication. Verbal communication is talking with your coworkers and bosses about work during work time. So we're not talking about complaining or anything like that. It's sharing important information. Nonverbal communication is your body language, your eye contact, your facial expressions, all kinds of different ways that you can express yourself. You're definitely communicating with your facial expressions. And then written communications like emails, reports, and entering data into logs or on timesheets or lists, things. Uh, there's lots of different places where you might have to write down some information in good handwriting. Make sure that people can read it. Here's some more examples of verbal communication. Uh, Checking in with your boss when you first arrive to work. When you first clock in, you want to, make sure you go and say hello to them in case there's anything specific they want to assign to you when you first arrive. Letting your coworkers or your job coach know where you're going. Don't just take off and make people wonder where you are. Um, During the day, saying hello, using niceties like please, sorry, thank you when you're speaking. It's a nicer way to speak verbally. Letting your boss know how your task is going. Like, I should be done with this by the end of the day, or I'm not sure I'm going to be done with this by the end of the day. Do you have any advice for me how I can get this done faster? Those are all examples of verbal communication. Asking questions, asking for help, um, telling people when you go to break. Don't just take off, oh, it's my break time, and leave. Some workplaces you can get away with that, but most workplaces you need to let someone know when you're not going to be at your workstation where you're going, what you're doing, so that they're not wondering where you went. Some examples of nonverbal communication is nodding when you're listening to show that you're understanding, smiling and being friendly, and don't forget, smile with your eyes, making eye contact with people when they're talking to you. That's nonverbal. Giving thumbs up when you understand, or affirming, saying yes, thumbs up. Handshakes and fist bumps are nonverbal communication. And then some bad ways to communicate without words is eye rolling or crossing your arms like you don't want to listen. You're blocking yourself off from the communication. You don't want to do that. So all types of communication can go bad. You want to keep things positive in your workplace. Make sure that all of your communication is friendly and cooperative and positive, including your nonverbal communication. Some examples of written communication, emails. You might be asked to write emails if you work on a computer at your work. Not all jobs require emails. Handwritten memos or lists that you might need to make it work. Sometimes in restaurants, they'll want lists of products that you're out of, or sometimes in stores, if you're throwing old food away, they want a list of what you threw away. You have to make sure that your handwriting is neat enough for other people to read. So if it's not, start practicing, making sure that your writing is legible, that's called, where people can read it. Sometimes it helps to write in all caps if that is something you can do. It helps people to read it easier. Text messages, sometimes at work, there'll be short messages that you need to send. These are not personal texts, and you should avoid a lot of abbreviations or slang in the text and keep them very professional if you're texting for work. And then logbooks, sometimes you are asked to write down, say, the temperature of your hot water every hour or the temperature of a refrigerator every hour. Sometimes how many pieces you got done in a certain amount of time. Again, it requires good handwriting so that people can read it, but many jobs require some kind of written communication during your workday. Some jobs require writing reports. Mine does, but not everybody's has to write reports. But you want to make sure that your reports are nice and neat and easily read by the people that you're sending them to. Make sure with your handwriting or your typing that they are easy to read. Some tips for improving your workplace communication: practice active listening. That is making eye contact, repeating back some of the information that you're getting to make sure that you understand, and it lets the person talking know that you understand. Nodding and being present. Don't just try to think about what you're going to say next, but actually listen to what that person is saying. And if you don't understand, let them know right away. Another one is be open to feedback. When someone gives you some advice, tell them, okay, thanks, and repeat it back to them and make sure that you understand what they're wanting you to do or wanting you to do differently. This is especially important if it's your boss giving you the feedback. You want to make sure that you take action on that feedback. Use technology wisely. If you're using a scanner or a smartphone or a computer, make sure that you know what you're doing. Google it, get help, ask for advice, take lessons, but make sure you're using the technology appropriately and professionally. This is not a video game. This is not social media. Oh, sometimes we do work in social media. You still want it to be professional and easily read. Stay calm on the job. This is a really important one. People who have outbursts at work generally don't keep their job for very long. So make sure you're not having inappropriate outbursts at work, temper tantrums, that sort of thing. Save it till you get home. Do not have outbursts at work, right? Active listening, be open to feedback, use your technology wisely, and stay calm at work. Good communication makes your great work even better. Thank you for watching. Subscribe right here and check out some other videos right over here.